Hey folks, it's Friday evening here, and I'm gonna come out here in the shop in the evening. It's about 7:30, and I'm gonna work on these little brackets on the camper here that I always hated these. Let me turn this around. See, these things here, I mentioned them in a couple of other videos. You know, the previous owner built these little extensions so that he could, fit a bigger truck, which they work fine, and I've been using them for years. I just always hated the way they stick out and they just don't look very good. So I came up with a new way of doing that. You can see the back ones, how they sit so nice and flush, and they sit really good on the side of the camper, and those front ones there, they just stick out too far. So this is what I came up with. So I went down to the local shop down here where they sell steel tubing, and I had these cut to 6 inches, and I am actually going to take these and drill them so I can bolt them to this. I'm going to move this bracket in so it's flush like the back one, so it looks right when it's on the camper. Then this will be able to bolt on like that, and I will actually fasten these to the jack with those big bolts, and I'll be able to reach inside of it. It's big enough. It's a 4-inch square tube, so I'm going to be able to reach inside of that. So I'm going to drill these, paint them, then I'm going to unbolt those brackets and move them in, and that's going to be what this little project is all about. That's what I'm looking for. The grinder just left a little bit of a burr still. There it is, nice and smooth. Well, I think this is gonna work out just great. I gotta go get a couple more bolts. Of course, I need to take this off and move it in, but let's just see if that's gonna all line up. Just like that. I'll bolt that on there. I bolt that all up. That's a 1/4 inch walled steel tube there. So you can see I have my bolts on the inside. So I just need to take that off now. I'm going to take these and paint them. And I'm going to paint them silver or a galvanized color to kind of match. And then I'll have everything I need and it'll be on the jack instead of on the truck. Wipe these down with some acetone, get all the oil and grease off of them. That's pretty clean. Fit these with a little primer. Okay, we'll come back and let that dry, come back and flip them over, get the other end and the other bit of the inside, and we can prime and paint them tomorrow. Okay, so there they are, painted. I moved this bracket here. I didn't film that. I just took out the 4 bolts, moved it back, and bolted it back on. Now I have my square tube on there. So this is way stronger than the old one was, and it looks so much better. This is what we took out of there, these pieces of aluminum right here. So no longer has the extensions. And when you let it down, I'll take another shot of it after I get the blocks out. So yeah, it's ready to lift up. I got it all bolted on, so I can lift that right up like that. I'll take these little blocks out that I had holding that up, and I can just set that down now, right where it goes. Better let the other side down too. Up a little. All right, take the blocks out. Now let her down. Beautiful. All right, I'll get back with the final here. So that's what it looks like when they're nice and flush now. I like that a lot. That was worth it for me. However, as I was lowering it down, you see this clearance right here? Because this thing is made for such a small truck, these gussets were gonna hit the bed of my truck as I was lowering it down, so I picked the whole thing up. And now, if you look at this gap here, I have about 2 inches now, or 2.5 inches. And I had 1.5. So I had to take these little blocks down here. I don't know if you can see that very well. The light's not that good, but this is sitting on 2x4s. It can't really sit right on the bed of the truck because it's made for a smaller truck. So I have it up on 2x4s on end. And I had to add 1 inch to the bottom of all these spacers I have. So the whole camper is sitting 1 inch higher on the truck than it was, which is... it's not my favorite. Was it worth it? Yeah, but I sure wish I could drop it down so it's sitting on the bed of the truck, because the whole thing just gets taller and taller, and I don't like that. So all in all, it worked out pretty good. I got my new brackets. They look better on the side of the truck, but the truck as a whole, the camper is sitting up higher, but it doesn't really fit this truck anyway. You can see it overhangs the back. It's made for an 8-foot bed, and you can actually put the tailgate up. You can see I'm hanging out the back a foot. Well, this is going to conclude this video here. You saw what I did. I made my little spacer brackets, and I took his spacers out. And yeah, it's a compromise. I think all in all, pretty happy with it. Okay, over and out for now.